Hey guys, Shelly Cray here, Success Peak Performance Coach, trainer, and speaker. I want to share with you one of my favorite tools. This may not work for everybody, but this totally works for me. One of the most important things for us to do is to brain dump. Our brain takes up all the things that we keep thinking about take up what I call energy units. I like to think of them almost like sugar cubes in my brain, and they're filled up with all these things I'm worried about and thinking about. And it takes up all this energy that I want to be using somewhere else. I want to be using it with my kids or in my business with my spouse. Doing things that I really want to do, but I'm so concerned about everything that's spinning through my head that I can't use that energy for things I really want to be doing. So I tell my clients all the time, and I use it all the time myself, you have got to brain dump. My head is spinning all the time with ideas and strategies and different things that I want to do, and if I don't save them somewhere and write them down somewhere, then I either lose them, which then doesn't benefit anybody, or I get so consumed by everything in my brain I can't think about anything else. So let me share with you a couple things you need to know about brain dumping. One of the things is your brain needs to know that it can trust where you're going to dump this information. So it used to be that I would just, grab a notepad and write by the side of my bed, and I had 500 notebooks and 25 different little pads of paper and sticky notes and everything all over the place. And then I would think, oh, I wrote that down somewhere, but I can't find it. And my brain figured out that it couldn't trust me. It couldn't trust me to write down that valuable information that it wanted to store for later in a place that I could find it later, and so it held on to it. And then even though I wrote it down, I was still obsessing over this stuff in my brain. And so I tried to find a solution to have one notebook that functioned the way I needed it to. So what I found, I actually learned about this notebook from a professional organizer, Marla D. She's fantastic. This is the ARC notebook. This I got at Staples. It functions like a notebook and also like a 3-ring binder. And so it loops over like a notebook, but I can put stuff in and out of it like a 3-ring binder. It's phenomenal for me. I found that I finally could take one notebook and put everything in it. I just got dividers you can get again at Staples. So I can section out, I have notes in here from every class I've ever been to, every seminar I've ever sat through. Anytime I ever prepare a speech, my outline is in here. Anytime I work with a client, my notes are in here. There's just so much stuff in here. And the cool thing is you can buy these rings. You can buy a package of them. I have several. And so when I use my notebook up, I take the pages out that I don't need anymore, and I put them I have a big set of rings, and I keep all of the stuff that I've had before in that one notebook in my second set of notebooks. And so I know, oh, it's not in this current notebook, it's in the other one. And I know exactly where to go find it. Instead of having 55 17-cent notebooks, because that's our favorite. The other cool thing about this is that you can buy the punch for this, and then I made my own stuff. So I started making my own papers to put inside. They have some great inserts you can use, but I used my own papers. I took things that I need to remember, or my schedule. I have my own schedule that I do, and I punched that and stuck it right in the front. The notebooks that you purchase come with a plastic cover, so they're really sturdy, and they also come with several different sections of inserts and different things. There's sheet protectors and folders, and there's just so many cool things. But I highly recommend doing something that your brain can trust. Now I know, the other cool thing about this is they have a little teeny version that fits in my purse. They have a medium-sized version that fits in my bag when I go to seminars, and then they have this big version that fits in my backpack if I'm gonna take a lot of notes. And the pages are interchangeable, so I can take the little notes out of my little one and stick it right in here, or put it in the second notebook, or my medium-sized one. So cool to be able to have everything in one place. This has saved my sanity. I've been doing this now since January, so it's been 8 months now, almost 9 months I've been doing this. It has totally changed how my brain stores everything, and it's freed up so much for me. Anytime someone says, hey, were you at that meeting and you took notes? I'm like, yes, and I can go straight to my notebook and I know exactly where the notes are. So that's really cool. The other thing I use to brain dump is my phone. Now, I'm a very visual, audio person. I love just talking. I can talk so much faster than I can write. And so lots of times I don't like to write stuff down, but I really want to capture what's in my head right away. And so I just have a voice recorder on my phone. It's the only two places that I capture stuff coming out of my brain is on my phone or in my notebook. And I will just record, I'll just say, hey, this is a brain dump from such and such a day, and this is the topic, and I'll just rattle off everything that's in my brain. And I've gone back, I can tell you guys I have about 4 books saved on my phone. Here's chapter 1, blah, 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 and I'll just rattle off everything that's in my head. And I have that all saved for later. So if I want someone to transcribe it, or when I've been thinking, now didn't I had some thoughts about that speech next week, and I go pull up those thoughts. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a very quick way to just save what's going on in my head, and then my head can let it go so I can go focus on other things. So make sure you're brain dumping on a regular basis. You'll sleep better, holy moly. And you'll have a better place to record everything. Again, you could try the Arc Notebook. I don't get anything from telling you about this. I just love it that much. Or your phone or any other source that becomes a really safe place your brain can trust. You're always going to store your information there. You're always going to find it. Could be a Google Doc. Could be even a notes app on your phone or your iPad or your computer. Whatever it is, just make sure there's a safe place that you're storing that stuff, that all those brilliant ideas that you come up with, or those blog posts you want to write, or whatever it is. Make sure you're saving them somewhere, and then free up those energy units in your brain so you can go do other stuff that's way more important at the time. Thanks, guys.